Hi guys, it's me Dan. Welcome to the benchmark. You find me in another car. I'm in the passenger seat. I'm not even driving, and I'm with Josh. Hello,
Hi.
Josh. And I'm in a 1 Series, but it's not really a standard 1 Series. It's a bit special. What we got here is the, what do they call this? The
E87.
E87. So it's the 5-door original 1 Series, the first one that came out. But you've done a bit of work to it, haven't you, Josh?
Yeah. It originally started out as a 118D, and then that wasn't enough for me. So after I tuned up that 118D engine, I then thought, sod it, I want to put a bigger engine in.
As you do.
And decided to put a 335D engine out of an E90 in it.
That's right. It's got a 35D motor in a little 1 Series. Okay, so there's more to it than that. It's not just a 335D in a 1 Series. He's upgraded everything that goes along with it. So we've got the 6-speed auto from the 35D as well.
Yep.
Okay, so you've got the gearbox, you've got the engine, the suspension.
Yep. Well, no. When I had the conversion done, it had the standard 335D suspension on the car.
Okay.
When I had the conversion done, and then.
So you took the suspension from the. So you got like a wrecked 35D.
Yep.
And you transplanted basically everything from it that could fit onto this car.
Yep.
Okay, and so you took the suspension from that car onto this, obviously because the 1 Series suspension would be too soft and too light. Yeah, much bigger motor. And now you've got something a bit more special on it, haven't you? So
I then after I got the car back from having the conversion done, because I didn't do it personally. I paid for it to have it done by Quarry Motors up in Sheffield.
Okay.
They're good tuning. Well, they're good BMW parts people, and they know BMW as well. That's why
they must know what they're doing, because it does look. It looks factory.
Yeah.
This car looks like a factory, and I haven't mentioned this yet. It looks like a factory 1M 5-door. So it's a 5-door 1M with a beast of an engine. These make what, 300 horsepower from the factory, don't they? And
yeah.
What's it? The torque's like 450 foot-pound of torque. So that's already equal to like a 1M, only with more torque. But that wasn't enough for you, was it?
No, it wasn't. So, as I was saying about the suspension, I decided to put KW Club Sport freeway variable coilovers on, and anti-roll bars. I've also got the Brembo 135i 6 pots on the front.
Oh yeah, they're massive, aren't they?
And the 2 pots Brembos to match on the back.
So factory brakes.
Yeah.
They look amazing. For some reason, the 135 in the previous generation came with bigger, better 6 pots. But when they moved on to make the M135 and the M140, they gave them smaller 4 pots. But some people say the 6 pots are better, some people say the 4 pots are better, but either way, the 6 pots look pretty incredible. So, okay, so we've got the 1 Series, we've got the 335D engine, you've got the KW Club Sport suspension, which is amazing, 6-pot calipers from BMW 135i. You've got basically every part of this car that needs to be done to take that engine has been done. But then you've also done the body.
Yeah.
So it's not a wolf in sheep's clothing, it's a wolf in wolf's clothing.
What else have I done to the engine? I've done EGR delete, swell flap delete, had all silicon vacuum hoses done.
Okay.
They're
a weakness on this, aren't they?
Yeah,
I heard about that before.
They fray. They tend to fray a lot. The genuine BMW ones, so I decided to go to silicon hoses instead of the genuine BMW ones.
Mm-hmm.
What else? A flash map and water methanol injection. That's it.
Well, I saw you in a dyno. How I know this car is he was at the dyno day at Dyno Developments, and you dynoed with the no water meth. You'd made about 380 horsepower, and it was about 580 or 560 foot-pound. Bloody hell. Basically equal to my car, which is crazy. And then you got the water meth, and then that made what? I can't even remember now.
It was 449.5.
So 410 horsepower, and it was way over 600 foot-pound. That's a ridiculous amount of power in a tiny little 1 Series, and it's not 4-wheel drive like my car. It's rear-wheel drive. So you've got all of that power going through 2 wheels on the back in a tiny little car. It's just ridiculous. And you can't see it at the moment, but we were just putting out the car park, and he just put his foot down, and it hurt, which is great.
I've just put it in sport mode. You ready? Because I didn't have it in sport mode earlier.
Alright, go on.
You ready?
Go on then. There's the torque.
From 70 to 100.
Kilometres, of course.
110 miles.
I'm going to have to beat that one out. Cool, so let's talk about the body, because it's a 1 Series, but...
It's a copy of a 1M, but as you know, it's a E87, so the rear arches on the car had to be brought out, all custom, chopped and welded, and then sealed properly underneath, and it was all done properly how it should be done. But it's got a 1M, genuine 1M front bumper, fenders, side skirts, and the rear bumper is the original E87 bumper, but I had the plastics brought out to match the rear arches.
So the whole front end looks like the very limited 1M.
Yeah.
But then you also had the back done to match, so you've got the arches, but it's on a 5-door, so it's unique. It from the front end it looks like a 1M, and then from the back you're like, well, hang on a minute, it's like a standard 1 Series, but it's got massive heaping arches on it, like some kind of Audi RS. It's really nice, and again it looks factory. Everything looks factory. It feels like a factory car. Inside it's very nice. You've got the iDrive. It's bigger than mine. I've got the smaller one. It's quite nice. And then you got carbon fibre, but it looks like proper carbon fibre, doesn't it? Like the cheap
Well, it is carbon fibre. It's all
Yeah.
genuine carbon fibre from BMW. Everything I've tried to keep genuine. The only thing that isn't genuine is the bonnet is made by a C-Bond.
Yeah, it's aftermarket. It's got the vents in it, but you probably need that amount of heat that this diesel puts out. So
Yeah.
it's a very impressive car, and that's why I wanted to do a video on it, because you just don't see anything like this. This is the car that everyone cries for. Everybody wanted the 35D engine in a 1 Series. You hear it every time you go on the comments, on reviews and on YouTube videos, always like, oh, why didn't they put that engine in a 1 Series? I don't know why they didn't, but you have, so well done. So we are now, as you can see, in Mexico, and the weather's wonderful. I can't believe it, it's summer. In England, it's been super hot, super sunny for like, almost 2 months straight. 28 Celsius, 25 Celsius, and one day I decided to come out to have a look at this car. It drops down to 17 Celsius, and it rains. So you're happy with this, right?
Yeah, of course. I'm more than happy.
And you're not getting rid of it?
Nope, never.
I don't blame you. It's a good package, isn't it? I mean, it's a little go-kart with a ridiculous boat engine in the front. It's just a big, nasty diesel. And again, I've been harping on and on about diesel to people, and they don't get it and I didn't get it. I was ignorant. I was just go, oh, diesels are crap, you know. And because a lot of them are, you know, because you see Peugeots and Renaults with the 1.9 diesels, you know, and they get a reputation based on, you know, grocery getter cars, and this is another level entirely. BMW make one of the best diesel engines, the 3-litre straight 6. I guess I should go into that a bit, because though the engine, it's not the same as mine. It's not. You think it is, and in many ways very similar. They're both 3-litre, they're both straight 6s, they both have 2 turbos, a little one and a big one, and they make very similar power. However, you have the M for Mike, 57, I've got the N for November, 57. and they rotated the things around, didn't they? They put all the stuff at the back of the engine of mine, so it's harder to access. There's not that much difference. However, I have slightly more power, and apparently the DPF is much better on the new ones, because I know a lot of guys have problems with them clogging up. Not so many people have problems with that with the F30. But it's not the same engine, but still ridiculously fast. I mean, now that you've tuned it, 380, I make 380. You've got about 770 newton meters. I make about 770 newton meters. However, the massive difference is you're wheel-wheel drive, I'm four-wheel drive, and you're about 300 to 200 kilos lighter. So this is a lot more fun. And the camera hasn't been recorded half the time, but there's been some entertaining moments and roundabouts and taking off. The back end will, just break out a little bit, but it's very smooth, It usually, in like you've driven a M3 E46?
Not a M3.
It's a shame. That is a great car. It's probably one of the best cars I've ever driven ever, and it's known as being one of the best cars ever made. And I think that's fair. However, when you spin up that car, and it's so easy to do, it revs to like bloody 8,500 RPM. I mean, once it goes, it just keeps going. It just and you just cannot gain traction. Yours doesn't do that. It slips a little bit, but it just keeps going, and it seems to just straighten itself out. Yeah, I mean, it's a 6-speed gearbox. I've got the 8-speed, but this is really good. It's punchy. It changes gear pretty quick. It's responsive. I mean, you stumped your foot from the go, and it doesn't feel like a torque converter. It actually almost felt like a dual clutch. It just banged through the gears, so I was quite impressed. I would say that this is a bit more sharper than the 8-speed in mine. And that's how it feels. Mine feels a little bit soft. Yours feels hard. You couldn't really replace this with anything. I mean, just think, there's no reason for you to really get rid of it, because it is a very comfortable car. You've got your climate control, you've got your sat nav. It looks amazing on the outside because it looks like a 1M. You've got all that power, you've got the torque, it's fairly economical. You've got all the stuff that you need. You've got the cruise control, so you've got pretty much all the options.
That was my whole aim, to try and make it a fast road-going car that I can use every day, that I can put my mates in the back without having to get out myself. 5-door,
it fits people. It's got a big boot, so you can, well, in this case you've got a sub and water but it's a big boot. It's useful. You can put the seats down, you can go to IKEA. It does everything, and it will piss off
M3s.
new shape M3s. They'll be wondering what the hell's going on. Why is this thing still reviewing? Why is this thing overtaking me? Why? It's just brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. I wish they made them from the factory. Right, so I'm driving Josh's treasured 1 Series. Don't worry, I won't do anything to it. It's really sharp. The steering on this is lovely. It really is. It's hydraulic. I can feel all the little crevices, the little bumps, the little vibrations. I can feel them coming through. Maybe it's your coilovers also kind of helping.
Yeah. But
that's nice. And I can hear that Smurf.
Yeah. That EGR.
They won't know what I'm talking about. It's got an EGR delete on the car, and then every now and then it makes this little noise, and it sounds like a Smurf. It's kind of cute. It's very smooth, like a diesel. It's torquey, it's responsive. Gearbox is actually quite good. It's not slowed to down change, is it? It's pretty quick on the ball there.
Yeah.
In my mind, I expected it to be slower than the 8-speed, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yeah, it feels really like it's going down a road, like it's been down the gym and it's pumped up. That's how it feels.
One thing you'll notice, you won't have to move the steering wheel that much. It only takes small movements for the car to react significantly.
Okay.
So, like, if you twitched it a bit quickly, it will move quickly.
Is that the alignment that you've done?
No, it's the anti-roll bars and the front lower control arms that have been polybushed.
So you got roll bars front and rear?
Yeah, front and rear.
Ah, who made them?
KW.
Oh yeah, good choice.
I just kept the suspension all KW, except from the front lower control arms being Power Flex.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit more stiffer, a little bit more fit. That's again, that's probably what I'm feeling. It all helps.
Yeah.
It's a nice chunky wheel as well. It's quite. I mean, mine is too, but this is actually chunkier. Oh yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's just effortless, isn't it? It's just I call my car Steven Seagal because you look at it and you just think nothing of it, and then next thing you know, you're on the floor crying because that's Steven Seagal, right? He's this big fat old man that can kick everybody's ass. And this has got because it's got the same engine, so he's just got that. I really can't be bothered, but all right, I've got 308 horsepower. And that's what it does. It's lovely. Yeah, you feel really kind of safe. You know, some cars when you start pushing it on a, I wouldn't say it's a fast corner, but you know, you just feel a little bit nervous.
Yeah.
Not on this.
I can hear that red one working in the back.
It's very similar to mine. Not much difference. Well, that was interesting. No, it's just really nice to drive. Really nice. Really taut.
Responsive.
Yeah, it's responsive. And it's just weird because it's got the heart of the 35D inside a hyper hatch. Mm-hmm. And that's the term we want to catch on, hyper hatch.
Yep.
So it's not a hot hatch, it's a hyper hatch. Once you go above 350 horsepower, you know, it's not really a hot hatch, right?
No.
This is 300 kilos lighter than the equivalent 3 Series. I think 200 is about right. That's a lot of weight. It's a lot of weight.
It's two fat people.
Yeah, it's to me. On the motorway, it's really smooth, and it will do 120 kilometers an hour, like it's doing 50 mile an hour, which is quite surprising. So it's got the traits of the big luxury car as well, which you don't expect, because you automatically assume once you put a big engine in a small car, it's going to be really flaky, it's going to be hard to control, it's going to be a little bit crazy. But no, it really is like it's like you took some of the things from like a 5 or 7 Series and put it in the washing machine. It's shrunk down and it's been stuffed in here. So it is still smooth, it is still comfortable, still quiet. But then you've got the handling, and the brakes are ridiculous, by the way. Yeah, you got it all. It is a good car. I can see why you don't want to get rid of it. It's built, not bought.
It's an all-rounder. It does the job.
Yeah.
It gets me from A to B, but when I want it to have fun, it does it plenty.
Yeah,
tenfold.
Oh yeah, no, it does. It's just great, and it's just so different, right? It's so different. You don't have to worry about pulling up next to someone else. It's the only one. And you've got plans, right?
Yeah, well, like, so more power.
Which does not need. Why not?
What else? And yeah, if I do go with the turbos and that, I'm obviously gonna have to have the exhaust system redone and that as well, so it can flow better, because I've got the DPF on.
So you still got still saving polar bears.
Yeah, still got the DPF. Still got standard turbos, but it does what it needs to.
For me, the power it's got at the moment is perfect. But I know what you mean. I've been where you are, and I've learned my lesson. But we all got to do it. We all go down that power path. It's fun. It's part of being young, and it's fun. It's fun. It's really fun to do. It's exciting. We always want more power. I'm sure if you put a hybrid on it, I've seen some of the results for the hybrids, and they're pretty much like stock, so you don't lose anything. So, but those back tyres are just going to be suffering. Cool. Again, thank you for letting me drive it.
Well,
Thanks
no
for spending
worries.
all the time with me.
It's been a pleasure.
Do you have like a hashtag, or do you have like an Instagram?
Yeah, you can get me on my Instagram, which is J_BMW 135D.
Oh, that's fairly easy.
Yeah. So.
All right. Yeah. There's not many 135Ds, and that's what it is, right? M135D.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the name for it.
Yeah, I think so.
It's got a 3.5D engine and it's in a 1 series, so I thought that was the most appropriate 1.53D.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is right. That's what I called it on the last video.
Yeah, 1.35D. Sorry, I said it wrong.
Oh, that's fine. Great. Okay. Thank you very much.
No worries.